You can always, we're going to make a channel on the discord.gg/NEACE. This is what I was talking about in terms of like talking it versus living it. I realized that like Twitter as a platform is kind of useless for anything. So I want to leverage my Discord more. So I think we'll maybe make a news section on Discord and maybe give you guys the opportunities to like post some interesting stuff, some daily stuff that's relevant to kind of like vet it. And maybe I could shout you guys out that are active in the Discord and we could go over stuff. And I could go through Reddit as well. But I'm happy to look at different things in the mornings if you guys want. But yeah, anyways, it's time to VOD review. I want to take another high elo player before I get onto my grind, which I will be grinding all day, minus like when I take a break to get food and a haircut. I am going to look at a Korean, hold on, let me see, Korean like top of the ranks. This Gideon guy has been dominating the ladder. We've already watched his gameplay. I think now I should watch somebody different. Have we done a support? I don't think we've done a support. This guy's pretty good and he's winning from support quite a bit recently. But he's made a conscious choice to play a lot of support, which I find very interesting. So that's strange. Should I care about that right now? I feel like I should do a mid review though, because I've already covered. I did a Lucian one last time. Let's find a mid. This Jetto guy. Actually, I don't know. Skipping that guy that was rank 1 seems disingenuous. Because he's almost like he almost gapped the ladder with these wins. This is very, very close. So let's go and take a peek at. I'm gonna look at this new Syndra actually. New Syndra has done really, really well in solo queue also. So let's mix it up. Let's look at this Syndra gameplay. All right. So this guy is, let's go through his op.gg real quick. Ruanju, he's got about 650 games total this season. He is rank 1 right now, and I mean, months ago it says he started here, so this entire season must have just been one straight grind for him. But his Syndra is apparently phenomenal. And Syndra obviously got the rework. I don't know if that's all of his. I don't even know if those Syndra games are all from the rework either. It seems like he was already playing Syndra before and having a good time with Syndra to begin with, but he generally pops the fuck off. And we're just going to take a look at how he approaches this game and get some ideas about new Syndra and see how he plays versus Silas. So this is the type of stuff that if you're a mid that wants to play control mages, this would probably be I think Syndra kind of falls as a control mage. Poke. Is he control or is she poke? I would argue this is control. Well, yeah, she's kind of weird. She's not, it doesn't seem as obvious as like a Lux Victor Ori. So let's see how she plays the lane. Runes, he's got First Strike, he's got Stopwatch, he's got DMAT, he's got Cosmic, he's got Mana Flow, he's got Absolute Focus. Yeah, I mean, Syndra does a lot of things, and that's why she's been considered a high elo / competitive pick for a long time, and she's been nerfed and buffed basically because of that. So as you can see right away, Syndra is up to Silas's butt cheeks, establishes the push, nice little juke into the minions. Gets right back to work. Now, this is gonna hurt. This is gonna be big damage. He's just gonna auto it through now. The reason why is because Silas put himself in a very tricky spot. This Silas is like... This Silas understands the matchup, dude. This is wild to me that he doesn't have to flash or anything here. Watch this again. I would never think in a million years that there was any spot where Silas can come back in. But watch this play for a second. He's looking at this minion. Okay, watch. He's gonna run his pot when he gets low. And then he's gonna E, auto, and then he's gonna W, and then trade back in. Oh my god. I said this is gonna be a boring VOD, but at least they had a very interesting lane battle. I have never seen this. I feel like I would have died to Silas here. Both of them know exactly what the other one's doing too. It's so weird. He missed the Q, which fucks him. And then Silas gets the lucky level up. That's an intense trade. That is an intense trade. I don't think I've ever seen that before. Well, both of them now. Syndra definitely has a small health advantage. It's very close. Fight happening in river. Lee Sin looking for the gank. Now they're gonna go for the hard shove, and they're gonna put the pressure on Silas here under tower. This Lee Sin block is hilarious. These players are like 100 times better than me, dude. It's just like the thing that gets me on this fight. This is like insane. This is an insane quality 2v2 in mid, by the way. Like both sides play it so well. Like you can't even really be that mad on either person. Like everybody plays it so. Does anybody even make a mistake? Does anybody fuck up? Like, wait a second. Let's just watch. Is it just like a well played, we lose? So initially, I'm thinking since Lee Sin is the first guy to get the information here, that certainly this plays well for him. But in reality, Silas is engaging, and Sejuani Silas 2v2 looks really fucking strong. So Lee Sin has to flash. And then Lee Sin ward hops in at the last second. Just a wild fight. And then Silas gets the trade and almost a double kill anyways. Like, the only thing I can think is that Lee Sin doesn't need to Q the Sejuani ever. I mean, the difference maker is literally the flash. Because here, Sylas could flash in an auto, and that's it. This fight right here is a reason, like, in my opinion, this is the reason why, like, Syndra and Syndra and Lee Sin should never be played by low elo. I want you to see how hard both players have to recognize that they needed to kite and then play the kite really, really well and play the bully aspect really, really well in order to win. Like, think about this for a second. In my brain, jungler face checking means you just win, right? But that's not what happens at all. Both Sylas and Lee Sin have to kite off of their minions backwards into their wave, and they still almost lose by an auto attack. Literally by an auto attack. Even though Lee Sin was in the counter gank position with the wave crash on Prio. This is the type of shit. This is why, like, I say you shouldn't go anywhere near these types of picks in low elo. There's no way you guys are ever going to pilot it this well. Just think about the first trade, Sylas versus Syndra. Think about how much free damage Sylas took, and he still almost fucking wins. Right there, out the jump. I just think that's crazy. When he flashed. No, he didn't have flash. Got it. He was just running. The point that I'm trying to make, though, is yes, who pilots any champ as well as these players do in this elo? But what I'm saying is... What I'm trying to say is that Sylas... This is a perfect example of Sejuani and Sylas playing the easy champs and Lee and Syndra playing the hard champs. Sylas is hard, yes, in farming, but if Sylas gets a lead, he's not hard. Does that make sense? At this stage, the farming is irrelevant, is what I'm trying to show you. The farming is irrelevant. The guy is under the highest pressure lane that he could probably be under, next to like Syndra having fucking ignite or something, right? Like, he's getting autoed the whole fucking time. He's getting pressured the whole fucking time. There's a Lee Sin forcing his flash. There's like all sorts of shit happening in mid. Sylas, if everybody's even, Sylas and Sejuani just walk at Lee Sin and Syndra, and if they don't kite perfectly, they just die. They just fucking lose. Right? So, what I'm trying to say is that, like, if you watch this VOD, and you think to yourself, oh, yes, I need to play Syndra after this, like, if someone needs to slap you and be like, no. Like, if you think, oh, I need to play Lee Sin after seeing this VOD, no, do not. Because you saw how far behind Sejuani and Sylas were. Sylas was poked down to near zero. Wave was pushed to tower. Lee Sin was positioned for a counter gank. Like, all these things, right? All these things. And Blue still almost wins by an auto. Literally. Almost an auto. A flash gap was the difference maker. Because if Sylas had flash, he would have flash autoed the Lee and both die. 100%. Do you guys see my bias now? This is why I have a bias. Like, a bias against these types of champions. This is why when I see something like Corki mid, I lose my fucking mind. Right? This is why I see Jace top, I lose my fucking mind. Because I'm like, man, if this guy doesn't main this, he doesn't even exist. Right? Guy randomly picks Syndra in mid after watching a VOD like this. He doesn't exist. Like, he has the amount of like little nuanced kiting shit that happened here in this level 1, level 2. Like, it's just super important that you guys understand why. I mean, insanely fun 2v2 to watch, but I would never want to be in the position of the Syndra or the Lee Sin unless I absolutely main the champion, right? After watching Zeka farm like perfectly into Faker and have like god tier CS, I'm pretty much convinced that Sylas is just he's just out of control. The good news is most players can never do that, but Silas is just crazy strong in solo queue environment right now. And you only got to get grabbed by E once. You only got to get grabbed once, boys, and it's GG.
제압되었습니다.
Oh, good solo kill. Do you see how Silas is constantly trying to bait out Syndra's abilities and get really, really low but not die? This is common. Like, he can look like an enter here, but in reality, he's intentionally trying to do it. He's trying to get as low as he can and keep Syndra's cooldowns, like get her to ult, waste it, and then he can turn the fight, is how he's viewing it. Just like he did in the level 1. Like, you could tell he's doing it deliberately. Obviously there, he gets hit by a little too much, but that's why it is that way. Obviously, Syndra's far ahead now, so this matchup is going to become very tricky. See the shove before the roam? What the fuck? The Zhonya seems a little weird. Why are these Zhonyas there? Am I missing something? Oh, he was worried about the stun lock. Yeah, I didn't want to get stun locked. He has no... He has flash. Nicely done. Nicely done. That was a... Did he go free stopwatch? He did. He goes a free stopwatch. Does he sell it after? He does. He just sells it. He just uses it to win a fight and sells it. Huh. That's an interesting thing that happened there. He's purely taking that. He's taking that rune just for an outplay at one point in the game. Think about it though. If it turns an entire fight, like if you go stopwatch and you wind up turning an entire situation, it makes me wonder. It makes me wonder if I should ever do this as like a Fiora. Just take secondary, or just in any champ. Like you get free boots and then you just lean on it and get a stopwatch randomly just for an outplay spot. This might be something that I'm underrating. You know? Stopwatch is that impactful. It really is. Like if you already take like presence of mind or something and then go free boots or stopwatch. Right? Like, if you think you're going to get dove all game. It's an interesting thing to think about. But yeah, obviously that would have a really high value, high elo. And is the stopwatch part of GA so it isn't complete loss? Yes, if you get all the way to GA, yes. Could be something to explore. Certainly. Maybe there's an argument for this type of play style in like for top laners. Maybe there's an argument if you face like all AD or something, you could go for it and then push an earlier GA just to make you even that much more obnoxious to play into. Well, anyways, this looks like a stomp. That was an interesting review though. I don't think I've ever seen a lane phase. I don't think I've ever seen a lane phase that looked anything like that. Wasn't much a look into the actual. That was more a look at like how intense 2v2s can go sometimes in higher elo. Let's get to grinding. I'm ready.